We discussed in detail in the last session that a sole trader is there. So whatever it may be, the net profit he is getting. So net profit divided by only one owner is there, so divided by 1. So the share will be given to directly to that one person. And also we discussed if there are 10 partners are there, for example. So the net profit will be divided among the 10 partners according to their ratios. Say we are assuming 1:1 ratio for everyone. So accordingly, we will distribute this profit, and each partner will give 1/10 share of the net profit. When it comes to company, so we will be having shareholders here. That's two common shareholders, equity shareholders. So income available to common stockholder here is nothing but what? Net income minus preference dividend, if any, right? So why we are calculating the EPS? We explain. I have started explaining conceptually. Sole trader is there. So whenever he gets net profit, say for example 100,000, the net profit is got.
Okay.
Only one single partner, so the entire amount will be distributed among one partner. So the 100,000 we will be transferring to his current account or capital.
Okay.
Partners are there. Say for example, same net profit 100,000, and partners are there. Say for example, there are 5 partners. Equally they are sharing. So now the profit among them will be distributed how much amount?
20,000.
$20,000.
It is not a distribution, it will transfer to the current account. How much should be withdrawn, that again they will take in a meeting, or already they will be having some memorandum of understanding or articles of association or whatever it may be. So we will be mentioning that, we will be declaring as and when required in our meeting. So transfer of net profit, share of a partner is 20. How much withdrawn is a decision will be taken in a meeting.
Yeah, MOU.
When it comes to company, they will be having, say for example, same 100,000 profit. The number of shareholder will be more. Say for example, 100,000 shareholders are there. So now each shareholder share is how much?
1.
So this is nothing but EPS. Earning nothing but EPS. I'm trying to explain that why we have not discussed in the partnership account this EPS. Why we have not discussed this EPS in the sole trading business. We discussed there. For sole trading, there is no need of a discussion. Partnership, yes, we already calculated. There is no concept of share. That's why we will calculate partner share there. Partner share of profit. You might recall those days. Partner profit or partner share of profit. So we'll take the net profit into, say for example, A and B 1:1 ratio. So it will be distributed. So this is nothing but EPS. Here shares are not there. We will call it as partner share. Now why we are calculating EPS here, means the same concept we are applying what we applied for the partner, even for the sole trader. So the net profit after distributing preference dividend divided by number of shareholders, common shareholders. So that is nothing but EPS. But while calculating number of shares, we need to calculate the weighted average. That is the important concept that we need to understand. That is very, very important. Okay. Income available to common stockholders, we have discussed this. When this preference dividend should be deducted. In the previous class, I want to revise that particular point. When this preference dividend should be deducted and when it should not be deducted. That is the important point. Can anybody recall those points what we discussed? When this preference dividend should be deducted from the
Whenever we have a profit, at that time we should deduct this preference dividend before giving dividends to common shareholders.
correct, excellent, wonderful. Some additional points are also we discussed. If preference shares, how many types of preference shares are there, specifically in the context of distribution of dividend?
Cumulative, non-cumulative.
Correct. Cumulative preference shares and non-cumulative preference shares. Now you tell me, in which scenario this preference dividend should not be deducted? Preference dividend should be deducted.
In case of cumulative, if not paid in 1 year, it will be paid in next year.
Correct.
And non-cumulative, if there is no dividend, it's a dividend loss.
Excellent, wonderful. Conceptually, that is correct answer. So whenever cumulative preference shares are there are two things are there. Number one, declared. Declared means no doubt, definitely we have to deduct. Am I right? Declared means in the meeting board of directors, they will declare. So when the dividend is declared, definitely if they are declaring to the common stockholders, so definitely before that they need to declare the preference shareholders also, preference dividends also they need to declare. Whether cumulative preference share is given or non-cumulative preference share is given, in both the situation, declared means simply we need to directly deduct the preference dividend in the year in which it is declared. The point comes when it is not declared. Declared, no issue. Declared means definitely we need to deduct. From the net income, we will deduct the preference dividend. When declared, whether it is a cumulative, whether it is a non-cumulative. This point is clear. This point is clear. Non-cumulative declared, deduct. This point. Cumulative declared, deduct. Non-cumulative declared, deduct. So this is the point. Cumulative preference share not declared. Are we going to deduct or not deduct while calculating EPS? If it is not declared in the same financial year by the board of directors and it is a cumulative preference share, are we going to deduct from net income the preference dividend? That is the question.
Yes, I believe we should deduct, sir.
Yeah. What about other?
Yes, sir, it should be deducted.
No,
Because
it will
even if
not be
you-
deducted. It will be accumulated and will be paid in the succeeding year.
Okay, your point is also correct, Mr. Kavi. When calculating EPS only, we are deducting net income minus preference dividend. It doesn't mean that preference dividend paid. For calculation of EPS, the portion of preference dividend, if it is cumulative, even though it is not declared, it is not our profit. Why? Because it is cumulative. So that means even then it is not paid. Even then it is not paid. It is cumulative preference shares. So the law is saying that we need to pay before paying the equity shareholder. However, for the financial year in which it is not paid, even then the income available to common stockholder is not net income. It is net income minus preference dividend. It is mandatory for the public limited company to publish the EPS value. So hence, EPS value to be calculated means we need to consider whether cumulative preference shares are there or not. Declared means there is no confusion. Even though it is not declared, it is called as earned but not paid. Not paid. Earned but not paid means the net income is not totally available to common stockholders. The preference dividend should be deducted. Preference dividend should be deducted even though it is not declared. The condition is it should be cumulative preference share. The condition is it should be cumulative preference share. Is this point clear to everyone?
Sir, 1 second, sir.
Is this point is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir, clear.
Sir, 1
Anand.
second, sir.
Sir, it means in both the cases in cumulative preferences, we need to deduct from net income minus preference dividend. Sir.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Yes, क्या नाम है हमारे शाहिद?
जी
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ बोलता हूँ क्यूमुलेटिव प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स अगर है क्वेश्चन में आपको डिक्लेयर बोल के दे दिया तो कुछ भी कंफ्यूजन नहीं है, प्रेफरेंस
जी
डिविडेंड निकाल देना चाहिए.
जी सर.
डिक्लेरेशन नहीं हुआ, डिविडेंड डिक्लेयर नहीं करे वो, दे डू नॉट वांट टू डिक्लेयर.
Okay.
Whatever it may be the reason, the board of directors, they have not taken a decision that we are declared means definitely within the specific period they need to pay the dividend.
Deduct. Okay.
Compulsorily they need to pay. Okay,
Okay,
not declared means they are not going to pay. It is not compulsion on them to pay the
Okay.
dividend. However, if preference shares are cumulative preference shares, though it is not declared, we need, while calculating EPS, I am telling, only for this rule is applicable for calculating. We are not paying dividend. For calculating EPS from net income, preference dividend should be deducted.
Deducted.
That is the point.
Okay.
Is
In
this?
case of cumulative preferences, not deducted.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir.
So then in that case, non-preference cumulative shares, as Kavi told, it is lost. Are we going to deduct if it is not declared?
No, sir.
Yes, non-cumulative preference shares are there. So while calculating the EPS, net income is only available to common shareholder only. No preference dividend should be deducted. Information.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
So it is not like that, regardless of cumulative or non-cumulative, whenever we get a profit and whenever board of directors declare the shares.
Correct.
So first we will not deduct preference shares. It depends upon cumulative and non-cumulative, like that.
No.
If we get the profit.
Declared. If declared means straightforward from net income, we should minus it.
Okay.
Preference dividend should be deducted. If it is not declared, then we need to check it is a cumulative preference shares or non-cumulative preference. Cumulative preference shares means it is earned. It is earned, dividend earned but not paid. Dividend earned but not paid in case of cumulative preference shares should be deducted from the net income this preference dividend while calculating the EPS. Deduction of preference dividend doesn't mean we are paying. That is the point. If it is non-cumulative preference share, undeclared is lost dividend. Is lost dividend. So EPS will be calculated net income divided by common shares. Point is clear?
Okay, yes, so it means that it totally depends upon the shareholders. If the preference shares are non-cumulative, it totally depends upon the shareholders whether they need to declare or not. If it is declared for non-cumulative shareholders, then only it will be deducted from net income. If it is not declared for non-cumulative shares, then it will not be deducted. Right? Yeah.
Correct.
But what I thought, preference means like giving first preference regardless of cumulative or non-cumulative. They should be given first preference.
We are not paying dividend to the equity shareholder here. We are calculating on EPS. In case of non-declaration, we are not paying dividend. Okay.
It means in case of okay, understood. Means we are also not paying dividends to equity shareholders, so that we are not paying dividend to preference shares. Correct. Just we are calculating. Okay.
But if non-preference cumulative shares are there in subsequent years, if they are declaring the dividend, not compulsion for the company that they should pay the last dividend. Why? Because it is non-cumulative. It is while purchasing the preference share itself, they have given that it is non-cumulative. So that means last dividend is lost. So it is agreement between the company and the preference shareholder that it is not, in case of company is failed to pay dividend, not declared. So that dividend cannot be paid back in whether in future the company is having good profits also. It is not compulsion on the company to pay the arrears. So that is the last dividend. This point should be also very clear in your mind. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Is this EPS relates to only equity shareholders, or it will include preference shareholders also?
Equity shareholders, only common stockholders.
Then how preference shareholders get to know that what was the earnings for them?
For them, earnings are not important. No, for them, fixed dividend we need to pay. Right? EPS in the context of earning per share for the common stockholders only. Clear, Asif?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. It means when the preference shares issued, at that time only they will issue the margin, means whatever interest. So according to that, it will be paid to preference shareholder, right?
Correct.
Yes, and the bottom line is whenever the company is paying dividend to equity shareholders, before that they will pay dividend to preference also. This is the bottom line.
Yes.
Whatever. Yes.
That is understood. Even though it is not given specifically whether they have declared dividend for the preference shareholder, it is mandatory to pay before paying the common shareholder. If it is cumulative, previous dividend also they will pay. If it is non-cumulative, current year dividend only they will pay. Okay. Now in the question, they will not give you cumulative preference shares, whether the shares are cumulative preference, whether the shares are non-cumulative preference, they have not given in the question. What to do?
We should consider as non-cumulative.
Excellent. Cumulative means it should be given very specifically that shares are cumulative. In the examination, they have not given whether it is a declared or not declared. What is our assumption?
Declared.
We assume it is declared. Common sense, declared. नहीं declare करे बोले तो compulsorily वो देता आपको exam में. Not declared. It's not. So try to understand these two logics. These two logics are based on common sense. If no information given means non-cumulative. If no information given about declared, not declared, we assume declared. So not declared means that is a specific case. They should mention not declared. Cumulative means definitely they must mention that these are the cumulative. We can't assume it is cumulative always. So these are the only points which are important from examination point of view while calculating the EPS. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Cumulative EPS every year we will minus the preference dividend, though it is not paid. But while paying the dividend, when the question is asked about how much dividend should be paid to the preference shareholder, if it is a cumulative means, father
Yes, sir.
dividend kuda payment cheyali.
Yes, sir.
While calculating EPS entitante only EPS whether it payment dividend payment is not important. Cumulative kada cumulative aithe net income nunchi preference dividend minus chesi EPS calculate chestaru. Daaniki adjustment avasaramu ledu. Arthamainda?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now weighted average number of common shares. The question arises, why can't we take the directly common stock directly? So as per the gap, you can take the common stock if there is no new transaction. For example, I will tell you, a company is having 100,000 number of shares on December 31st. So unless and until by default the financial year is starts from 1st January and ends on 31st December in US. Okay, so you assume in that way, unless and until it is not given very specifically to us. So up to 31st December, there is no change. So there is no need of concept arises about the weighted average. However, 100,000 shares are there on 31st December on XX year. On X1 year, before X1, in the X1 year, for example, on the 1st May, okay, X1, they have issued 20,000 additional shares. So when 20,000 additional shares are there, so in that case, 100,000 shares up to April, that means how many months? 4 months, 4 by 12. So we will take 4 months share for 100,000 shares. Okay, January, February, March, April. How many number of new shares are issued? How many number of new shares are issued?
20,000, sir.
20,000 shares. On what date?
1/5 to
1/5.
yes,
So
sir.
now 100,000 shares. Now how many shares after issuing new shares?
1,20,000.
120,000. Now how and no other transaction is there. So what is the weighted average for the 120,000? How many this 120,000 shares? How many months the company is having?
8 months, sir.
8 months. 8
Yes,
months.
sir. Remaining.
So now you calculate on calculator. Calculate on the calculator. 100,000 into 4 by 12. How much it is coming?
33,333.
100,000 into 4 divided by 2. Yeah, 3,000. So 3,333 you will take. And how many?
80,000.
120,000 into 8 divided by 2. 80. What is the average number of shares that we are having? Weighted average. 80. So the concept arises, this is as per law again. Generally accepted accounting principles are saying that whenever you are calculating EPS, you take the average shares to weighted average. So if a company is having throughout the year 100,000 shares, so then directly we will take 100,000 in that way. So this is the calculation while calculating the EPS, even when you are publishing the, I want to say, in the company financial statements, we will take weighted average common stock, number of common shares outstanding. In this way, we need to take. Is this point clear to everyone?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So here we are not going to take only on the date how many number of shares common, how many number of common stock outstanding, not the eyes on the date, but throughout the year what is the changes weighted average should be calculated. Why? Because the additional 20,000 shareholders just they joined. So that's why these calculations are there as per the law. That's it, nothing else is there. Okay, one more concept is there apart from this. Stock dividend. Stock dividend, what is the concept of stock dividend? Can anyone explain?
Dividend is given in the form of shares. If
Dividend
they don't want to, yes, if they don't want to use money, if they want to invest the money somewhere else,
Yes.
so they give.
Stock dividend is nothing but the company wants to use its cash, but at the same time it wants to satisfy the shareholder. So they will issue the stock dividend. Okay, this is nothing but a stock dividend. What will happen in case of a stock dividend? Balance sheet changes. Say for example, shareholder fund are there 1 million share capital, and each share value is also book value is 1 rupee, $1. 1 million shares are there, and they have retained earnings around 500,000. So for every 2 shares, they are issuing one this thing stock dividend. For every 2 shareholder, they are issuing one this thing. Say for example, it is having 700,000, and they have decided that out of 700, 500,000 will be declared as a stock dividend. What will happen? How this balance sheet will change?
So I think when you issue the shares or pay the shares dividend.
Tell me what changes will happen in this value. 1 million will become how much now? Shareholder.
1.5.
500,000. Correct. And what is the retained earning?
200,000.
Remaining 200,000. So there is no asset side, there is no decrease in the cash balance or the current asset. The only thing changing is shareholder funds itself. Common shares value has become 1,500,000. And number of shares, how much? If $1 per share is there, means 1,500,000. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So shares are become 1.5 million, and common share capital is also become 1.5 million. So the only change is happened in the balance sheet, that two liabilities and shareholders fund only. There is the total assets are intact. There is no change in the total assets. There is no decrease in the system. Is this point is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Say for example, I'm having 1 million shares already on 1st January 2020. Now the company has declared the preference dividend. Sorry, not preference dividend. The company declared stock dividend. The company declared the stock dividend. The company declared the stock dividend on 1st of April. On 1st of April. Now tell me, how should I calculate my weighted average? That is 500,000 additional shares were declared. Now tell me how to calculate
500 in 500 multiplied by 9 divided by 12.
So we should assume it has been declared in the beginning of the year.
Yeah. As per our knowledge discussion, it should be 1 million, correct? Multiply with the 3 by 12. And then on 1st April, they have declared means the total
1.5 million.
1.5 million. And it should be how much?
9 by 9 by
9
12,
by 12.
9 by 12.
but it is not applicable, sir.
But it is not correct. The law is saying again, in two situations, number one, stock dividend and stock split. A stock split might be positive or reverse, whatever it means. I'll discuss this stock split also. So we need to calculate. We assume that these number of shares should be from 1st January itself. These number of shares should be from 1st January itself. That means here 1,500,000 multiply with 12 by 12. This is the law. Why it is like this? Can anyone explain what is the reason behind this?
Because when the time of general meeting, I think they are talking about previous year, so they are considering as opening for the next year.
Apart from that, good explanation. Apart from that,
I think, sir, this shares stock dividend has been issued to the same shareholders
correct,
because of, yeah.
correct. These 2 points are reasonable points. Number one, the stock dividend is declared to the previous shareholders only, and this is the income of the complete year. Okay. So whatever it may be the logic, common sense point of view, we are thinking that it is declared to the same shareholder. So whenever there is a stock dividend, we will take the retrospective effect for calculation of EPS only. For calculation of EPS shares only, this thing applicable for the law. So that's why this, we already calculated 100,000 3 by 12, it will be multiplied with 1.5 directly. 1.5, it will be multiplied with the 1.5. That means 100,000 is already there. Additionally, 50,000, 50% of shares are increased. So just you multiply to the previous, whatever it may be the value we calculated, you multiply with 1.5. This point is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
There is no need to calculate like this 1,500,000 9 by 12, 1 million into 3 by 12. There is no need to calculate. We consider these shares are there in the degree. So 1.5 here no transaction is there. So 1.5. That's all. That will be considered. Is this clear to everyone? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mustafa bhai, Kavi, Taha.
Yes, sir. So we need to take instead of 1 million, whatever net income available after paying preference shares, that amount should be divided by 1.5 million shares. Correct?
Correct. 100%.
Yes. Yes. So just just I'm correcting logically. So what will happen now? The profit will be divided instead of dividing into 1 million shares, it will be divided into 1.5 million shares.
Correct.
I am talking about. Cool.